everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I'm going to be doing Builder Gel Infill. This is my right hand. I've done it first because I don't know about you, but when I do my left hand first, I can never be bothered to do my right one. So I'm doing it the other way around today. So as you can see by my left hand, very grown out and really in need of fixing. This one is an extension on this hand, just because I had an accident and I've cut it all off to start again with the growth basically. Just while they're not really long anyway. So we're going with this like sort of subtle spring look. I'm just going to quickly go and wash my hands because they're still covered in dust from doing my right hand, and then we can get going. So the colour I've currently got on my left hand is called Tea Rose, and it is from Gel Perfection. As you can see, I've got some bits missing. They're not actually chips. They're where I've accidentally e-filed my nails when I'm doing other people's. My thumb is always the worst, as you can see. Down here we've got lots of ridges going on there, but that's fine because obviously they'll all even out now when I remove the gel coat. So I'm going to go in with my 5-in-1 bit from Willow Academy. I'm going to put it on 22,000 RPMs, and I'm just going to very gently take off the colour layer and just a little bit of the bulk of the clear gel, the clear builder gel that's underneath. I've currently got on Gel Perfection's Clear Builder Gel, but I'm going to be using Glitterbels, sorry, to Infill because I'm running low on my Gel Perfection, and that is the brand that I use on clients. So I'd rather save that for them and then just use the Glitterbels on me. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm just taking down, not too much because I still want a little bit there. I don't need to remove all of it, but I'm really making sure to make it as smooth as I can. So my next application is super easy. I'm just going to do the same thing on the middle nail, and then I'll do the other three just quickly off camera. I keep forgetting about this bit. It sits like on my e-file with my other bits all the time. I just never really reach for it, and every now and then I will reach for it and I'll absolutely love using it. I'll use it non-stop and then I'll just suddenly forget about it again and go back to my other one that I'm obsessed with that I usually use in videos that I can annoyingly never remember the name of. But yeah, I'm going through my phase of loving this one at the moment. So as you can see, I'm just smoothing them out so there isn't that ridge. That's not lifting, by the way, that's just a bit of gel polish. So as you can see there, it's super smooth, whereas before there is a little tiny ridge. We're just smoothing that down a little bit, because as much as I love the colours of Glitterbels Builder Gel, I'm not really a fan of the consistency, to be honest. It's a little bit too runny for me. I find I have to do one nail at a time and cure as I go along if I want to build any sort of apex, because I do find it really tricky to use it thicker than you would just a normal gel polish because it is so runny. Obviously everyone's got their own preferences, and if you like it then that is great, but that's just my opinion. It's just a bit too thin, but I like the way it looks on the nails and stuff, so we're going with it anyway. So I'm just going to do the rest of this off camera. So this is what my nails look like now that all the product is off the top. Obviously not all the product, but you know, majority. So the next step I'm going to go in with is my cuticles. I'm just going to use my flame bit from Willow Academy again, and I'm going to use that to get the skin from off my nail plate. I'm using my thumb to aid me in pulling the skin back from my side walls, just to make it easier and less work for my e-file. I do go from one side to the other, but then I will also flip my e-file into reverse and do it the opposite round as well. Being super gentle, being flush to the nail instead of digging in. I'm not doing this, I'm doing this. So as it touches the nail, it's the exact same, you can't see, it's the exact same angle of the nail sort of thing, so I'm not digging in. Obviously I'm just going to do that on all 5. It's really satisfying. See it lifting that skin. So if we didn't do this, then that skin that is on the nail plate that we're lifting up now, if we left that there, the product would stick, well, would not stick, but the product would be on top of that instead of stuck to the nail itself, so then we'd get lifting. So I'm just going to turn my e-file off, wait for it to go all the way off, then click reverse and then turn it back on again. That's lifted all that skin up. We're just going to use a manicure brush now to just dust off any excess. I like to dust downwards to get the dust off, but then backwards, so up like that, to just pull that skin back again a little bit. And then I'm going to put my e-file back into forward. I'm going to get my mandrel bit, and I'm going to get a sanding band. That is how I etch my nail plate. Obviously, if you don't do that and you use a hand file, then this is the step you do this at. I'm just going in, not very high RPMs at all, just 5,000, and just roughing up that surface. I'm going from side to side just to cover as much nail as I can all at once. Please bear in mind that I haven't actually shaped these nails yet, so that's why they're looking a bit odd. I'm going around those cuticle areas, down the side wall of the left, across the nail from right to left, and then I find it easier to go up the right side than down, just when doing my own nails. So I'm going, well no, it'd be the same if I was doing somebody else's, to be fair. I'm just going around that area really gently. Haven't felt any heat yet, but if I did, I'd make sure to move on to a different area and then go back to where I was doing, instead of going over the same place over and over and over again. And then again, left side wall, over the whole nail. From right to left. Get any areas that I might have missed around the cuticle, and then up the other side. I'm always using my thumb on the side walls, or a finger or whatever, to take the side walls away from the nail, just so it's easier to get to with my e-file. I'm sorry if the screen keeps shaking, it's just where my phone's plugged in and I keep getting the cable caught on my e-file cable. And then again with the pinky, I'm just going to quickly do these last 2 off camera. Okay, so this is what they look like now. Just remove the dust. So obviously now we need to get rid of that excess skin. So I'm just going to go in with my cuticle nippers. I'm using this side to push the skin back. So I'm going to put it here. I'm going to put pressure on. It's going to lift that skin up for me. And then I can just go straight in with that bottom blade and just nip it away. These are the Willow Academy ones. I am holding it weird, I don't know if you noticed, but it's just because one of these is snapped off, so I've just learnt to start doing it like this instead, to save me having to replace them just yet. I'm just waiting till I need a few more bits from Willow before I order some more. I'm just cutting off any excess bits of skin that could potentially get in the way of the gel. I always find that the skin on this nail for some reason is a bit more fragile than the others. I find it really easy to cut myself on this nail. yourself there instead now. That's what you get for saying that you haven't when you haven't finished yet. I thought I was onto a winner when I didn't cut my ring finger, because it's usually that one or my pinky, so I should have kept quiet until I'd finished doing my pinky. But never mind. So this is what they look like. And then I'm just going to do my filing into shape, because they are looking a little bit bulky now, because obviously they've grown out since I last shaped them. So I'm just ever so slightly tapering them to be a little bit slimmer. I like to turn my nail over as well and look at it from a different angle to make sure it's nice and smooth from all angles. There's not really a hell of a lot of shaping to do with these nails yet, because they're not really long enough to be doing anything too drastic. So I am just, as they're growing out, I'm just tapering them in a little bit more and a little bit more every time, which I will regret in the end, because I just know that eventually I am going to want my nails square, and I'm making that very difficult for myself. But never mind. Oh, I've got a visitor. One of my mum's dogs has just managed to pull himself out of bed for probably the first time today, and it is 5 o'clock. It's really difficult to file shape on camera, because I get carried away and then I end up all over the place. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly finish this and I'll talk you through what I'm going to do next. So I'm going to be using Super Base, which is a rubber base coat from Gel Perfection. I know it's not the same brand as Glitterbels, don't come for me. I'm not recommending mixing brands, it's just what I'm doing at the moment, just while I'm running low on Gel Perfection. Well, I'm not running low on the base coat, but while I'm running low on the builders, like I said, I'm going to be using the Glitterbels builder, and I don't have any of their base coat. So, yeah, I'm going to be using Gel Perfection's Super Base, and I'm going to almost create my nail with that more than the builder gel, just because, like I said, the Glitterbels builder gel, like I feel, isn't really that strong. So I feel like I need the Super Base, which is a rubber base coat, just to give me a little bit more strength. But I have already obviously left some of the previous clear builder gel from Gel Perfection on here, and that is really nice and strong, so we should be okay with that, the Super Base and the Glitterbels. So I'm just getting rid of all the dust. I'm just going to fold that over so it's nice and clean, and this is what we're looking like. Definitely didn't get rid of all the dust. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to get one of these brushes, I'm going to spray it, and I'm just going to go over my nails with that. This is just isopropyl alcohol, just to make sure that there really is no dust. This brush is gross, it's all stained with acetone and stuff where it's melted. It's not ideal. So once I've done that, that's that done. I'm just going to show you what colours I'm going to be using, so I don't have to explain it at the time. So we've got, oh, what is this? Turtle Beach, Pink Petals, Blackout, Coral Bay, Fleur, Violet Vibes and Alaska, and they are all Gel Perfection colours. These are what I've used on, let me just show you this hand again. That's what I've used on this hand. I've just got some little flowers and then a random swirly line of the colour of the flower. Something really subtle, don't want anything too crazy and don't have the patience to do anything too crazy, so it works for me. So I'm just looking at my nails to make sure that we've not got anything on there that I don't want, because I've just spotted a hair. I'm getting rid of that before I get going. I've also just spotted a bit more skin that I've missed. There we go. And a little bit under my nail. There we go. Right, so first things first, I'm going to go in with my base coat. Another hair already, look, that's what you get for living with dogs. So I'm using my finger on this one to pull the skin away from the nail. Makes it much easier for application to not get it on the skin. Let me just get my light where I need it. And then I'm going in with my base coat. I'm just going to put it just where like the nail is already, basically. And I'm not putting on the new growth yet because I've got far too much on my brush, but I want to make sure that the nail is covered before I do my cuticle area, so I don't have to worry about putting too much on my brush for that area. So now I've done that, I'm going to get excess off my brush and I'm going back in. And I'm just really, really gently going around that cuticle area and sidewall area, making sure that I'm getting as close to the cuticle as I can without actually touching it. And then, like I said, I am actually going to build a bit of my structure with this base coat just to aid the Glitterbels builder gel with a bit more strength. So I'm just going to clean off my brush because it's got a bit of builder gel on from just using it on my other hand. And I'm just going to pop my liner brush, just this striper brush, through that base coat, and then I'm going to use that to put the base coat exactly where I want it on the nail before I go in with more. Obviously don't want to touch the skin anywhere, because anywhere that this layer touches will be where the next amount that I put on will automatically float to. I'm just making sure those side walls are definitely covered right up over the free edge, and it'll make this next step a lot easier. Because now we're going to pick up some more base coat, a little bit more on the brush this time. We're going to place it at that cuticle area. I'm going to get a little dollop on there. Then I'm going to get the excess off, and then I'm going to push it up to that cuticle. So it's really important that your gel at this point is only exactly where you want it and not on the skin or anything. Because this will run if I don't do it quick enough, but it's basically inevitable that it will run if I get some on the skin, because it will just go straight to it. I'm just taking that over the top. So this is what it looks like. I'm just going to go in with my liner, well, striper brush technically, that's what it's called, and I'm just very gently going over that. And then once I've done that, I'm actually going to pull it back to smooth it out from every angle. And then once I've done that, I'll look at it from the side. If there's anywhere that's really rough or anything, I'll sort that out, but that is fine with me. I've gone right up to the side wall, and then I'm going to pop that into the lamp for a full cure. So once I've done that, I'm then going to go in with the builder gel. So I'm doing what I did just, and I'm popping the builder gel on everywhere but the cuticle area, right up to the side walls, capping the free edge, and then swiping off any excess off my brush in the bottle. And then I'm going to go back in with that when there's hardly any on the brush, and that's when I'm going to go around the cuticle area. I've just very gently touched the skin there, so before I go forwards I'm just going to take that off, and then I'm going to get some more on my brush again. And I would usually use this slightly differently, but because I've already got builder gel on underneath and it's not a new set, I am just going to be doing this in one coat, whereas usually I'd do 2 or 3 if it was like fresh builder gel overlay. But because I have got a coat of builder under it, I'm not bothering to do too much. I have a lot more on the side of that than I thought. I'm just going over the whole nail, making sure that it's covered in builder. And then once I've done that, I'm going to go in with that same striper brush, and I'm just going to take it right up to those side walls again, but without touching, over the free edge, dragging it up again like I did last time with the base coat. And then again, weirdly enough, when I've done that, I'm going to go back in and pull it towards the centre of the nail. We don't want the side walls to be really thick, but there needs to be enough there for the structure. I'm just going over that again. Make sure it's nice and neat, checking it from the sides to make sure it's nice and smooth and even, and then when I'm happy I can cure that in my lamp. Just making sure that it is nice and even. There we go. And then I'll put that in for a full cure. I'm just doing the thumb completely first just to get it out of the way, because I always cure it separately anyway, so it's not going to take any more time to do it all separate. I will quickly just do the flower and like the design and top coat off camera, because I'm going to show you that on the other nails anyway. So I'm going to do the rest of my nails with the base coat and builder gel now. I am just going to do it quickly, sped up, else this video is going to be silly long, and obviously I'm doing the exact same thing as you've just saw me do on the thumb. So if you don't want to see this bit with no talking and that sort of stuff, just skip to the design part. Okay, so now all my builder gel is on. Obviously I've done that finger, but we're going to do these nails now of the design. So what I'm going to do is literally just need a dotting tool and a striper or whatever you want to do your line with. So I'm just going to go in with my dotter. I'm using this one, and I'm going to do them the same colours but in different places as the other hand. So I'm just going to go straight in and create 5 dot flowers. I'm just going over with my dotting tool, making all of the petals, I suppose, as even as I can, like the same sort of size. I was until I made this one mahoosive. But it's fine. I'll just make the other ones a bit bigger because I can't be bothered to take it off and do it again. Even though I will likely do that anyway. So I'm just putting my dotting tool on and then circling a little bit to make them a little bit bigger. And then the middle finger is the purple ones. So I'll just get my dots on first and then work with them. when I've got them all in the right place, because there's no point like putting dot by dot on and making them all absolutely perfect as you go along and then messing one up and being really annoyed. So I usually just put them on loosely first, just random and quick. If I'm happy with where they are, and leave them there. If I'm not, then I'll just wipe them off and start again. Now I'm going in with blue. I'm going to do that over here. This is like the quickest design and perfect for spring. And then last but not least, I'm going in with the green. See, that one's gone dreadful already. So I'm just going to get my clean up brush and just swipe them away. And I can just go straight back in again and do a better job this time. I'm leaving the other ones to sort of like float into each other, so I am doing the petals quite close because I do want them to be like that. So once I've done that, I'm going to pop them into the lamp, and I'm just going to cure them for 30 seconds just to keep them where they are, and then I can put the white dot in the middle, as you can see, like I have on these, so I don't have to cure everything fully because the white's not really going to cover the colours that much anyway, so there's no point waiting around for the colours completely just to waste time. So now they've been in for a little while, to keep them where they are, I'm going to go in with my next size down dotting tool. I'm going to pick up my white and just plonk it in the middle of those flowers. I'm not bothered about the white being perfect because I am going to add some black dots on the top. So that's that. Then I'm going to pop those in the lamp. And then in the meantime, I'm about to do the lines on them now, so I'm just going to quickly clean my brush off so I can get ready for using the first colour. I'm going to do the index finger first, which is pink, so I'm going to get the colour ready on my brush. And then the next step is to do the lines and just the little tiny dots on the black. I'm going to use this for the tiny dots. It's just one of those reusable orange wood stick things. And the edge of it, the tip of it, as you can see, is super fine. See if I can get it to focus with my nose. There we go, super fine, so really easy to do tiny dots with. So first things first, just going to quickly do the line. Again, I'm doing the same colour that the flower is, but I'm not matching it to my other hand because I don't care for symmetry. I actually really like it when a design is super random. So that's the pink one done. I'm just going to clean off my brush, and I can go in with my purple. I'm just creating a swirly sort of line. Like so, and then again clean off my brush. And then my next colour is the blue. Completely random lines. Need a bit more on my brush for this bit. Perfect. And then again, clean off my brush. And then last but not least is the green. I'm just gonna throw some on. Like so. As you can see, my pinky isn't completely cured, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a lint-free pad with a bit of acetone on, and I'm just going to wipe it to see if any comes off. Usually it will flake away if it's undercured, like so. And I'm just going to give it a little helping hand. And then I'll get my cleanup brush with some acetone and just wipe it away. And then I can literally just do it again. So that just means that the white was a little bit too thick on that nail. So the light wasn't able to cure it sufficiently. There we go. And then on the other 3 that don't have fresh white, I'm going to just go in with my black, pop some dots on the white area. Obviously you don't have to do this step, but I just think it just adds a little bit of something extra. And I'm not really a fan of white, to be honest, so anytime I have white on a nail I feel like I need to sort of, I don't know, hide it. So that was that, and then I'm going to pop this in the lamp. I'm going to do the dots on the pinky and top coat off camera, and I will show you what they look like at the end. So this is how they turned out. I am so happy with them. They look so cute. Look at them. And obviously, like I said, like this colour of Glitterbels Builder Gel is absolutely beautiful. This is the other hand. That's them together. I'm really pleased with how they turned out. This one is a little bit more dense in colour, like opaque wise, just because it's got more on it, because I had to build it up. But look how beautiful that is. Mind my really disgusting finger, but that's the joys of being an nail tech. But yeah, I'm really pleased with how they turned out. Let me know whether this is something you'd wear and if you like them or not. I just think they're so cute, and you just can't go wrong with designs like this. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back soon with another one. Bye.